Well, good morning and welcome back to the garden in South Wales. Well, it's not the best of days today. It's now halfway through February almost, and it's a little bit of a chilly one today. But let's see what I'm going to get up to in the garden today. A few weeks ago, if you remember, I bought myself a Clematis Armandii plant from Crocus, and I did ask in the local garden centre last weekend when I was buying some of the plants about how to go about planting that clematis, and they told me that as it's an evergreen clematis, it should be fine to plant it in the ground in this weather. So today I'm going to take the plunge and I'm going to get that clematis in the ground. Clematis does like to be planted quite deeply into the ground, so what I'm aiming for is to get the planting level just underneath this here. So if I take the earth up to about that sort of height, and the plan is this is a single stem at the moment, and I want this to try and branch out from the below soil area here or here to make this into 2 or 3 stems, and that'll make sure that there's a lot of plant which makes a lot of flowers. The area that I want to pot this into is along this wall here, and this is where I originally had my jasmine, and I've moved my jasmine to the bottom end of the garden. And if you just look in there, that's a perfect secluded area for it to grow up this trellis here. Now we all know that clematis do like to have their roots shaded, and I think that would be absolutely perfect just to place that there. But first of all, I need to put in some bottom supports, and I'm going to use some bamboo canes just to join up with the trellis work there. I have got another clematis that I keep in a big bucket, and that is on a trellis just by the seating area. And this, every season, just grows up the trellis, and it will reach the top of this trellis. But this one is a Comtesse de Bouchard, and it gives lilac flowers. And this one has been cut back now, as this one needs to be cut back every year. The Armandii, as I said, is an evergreen clematis, and this is in the group 1 clematis, which basically means that it'll need little or no pruning, and it will keep all of its leaves throughout the year. So I have finished now putting the clematis into the ground, and into the hole that I dug I put a generous amount of bone meal and Finished that up with some compost on the top. And you want to be aiming with these plants, if you are planting them against the wall, just to have them about 45 centimetres away from the wall, just so that they get a good watering when it rains. I'm not expecting that to grow too much at the moment, but I'm hoping that in the summer months it'll just motor away, and I'm hoping that it'll get up to the top of this trellis pretty soon. If you remember this rhododendron plant that I've also got planted in front of the trellis, I moved this going back a few months ago, as it wasn't really doing too well in the centre of the garden. And just look at these buds now. I had a problem with these buds forming before. They were just going brown and just breaking off before they had a chance to develop. But looking at them now, I think I'm going to be in for quite a show when these open up into flower. Considering now we are still in, well, towards the end of the winter now, I suppose, the garden has stayed pretty well. I'm loving the purple colour there on that pittosporum. I think that really brightens up the garden against the green. And now we've only got about 6 weeks left until spring is here. And yes, the garden is quite bare compared to what it's like in the summer months. But at least now I have got a backbone of evergreen plants that just give a lot of winter interest. And last week I planted the loquat tree, and although it's not really the best time of year to be planting one of these, but I found it in the garden centre after I'd been after one for a long time, so I couldn't leave it there. It's too big really to go into the greenhouse, and it didn't really have an awful lot of soil in the pot. But I'm glad to say it is looking really good at the moment, and in the last week it does seem to have sort of settled in and opened out a little bit. So I'm so glad about that. I also went out yesterday and just picked up some more Dahlia tubers, and these were quite reasonable. I'm going to keep these now until about the beginning of March, before I'll transplant them into pots. There's a lovely selection here, and these were bought in B&Q, and these were 3 for £8. These ones are Akita, a lovely colour on them, and this one, I already grow these. These are David Howard. I've got 2 of these in the pots, and they always do well. They're not the tallest, but they just flower all summer long. And the other one, I do like the dark dahlias. This is a Arabian Night. This was £2, and that looks a really lovely dark shade there. And the last one is an extra large flower, and this one is a dinner plate dahlia in Seattle, and that's a yellow centre with white edging. So I'm looking forward to getting them in pots now at the beginning of March. let's keep our fingers crossed now for the last part of the winter, and let's hope we have quite a calm next few weeks into the spring. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.